It looks like a scene out of ancient times, a camel caravan lumbering across the remote Taklamakan desert of China. But this is a modern, high-tech expedition with 9 Americans on board, using the internet to give school children back home a chance to ride along, at least in the virtual sense.
That looks cool.
It's called AsiaQuest, and the American team is trying to solve an old mystery. A mystery involving Marco Polo, the 13th century Italian explorer who stayed in China for 17 years.
Most people think of Marco Polo as the first explorer to come to China from Europe, and yet he never mentioned the Great Wall, never mentioned chopsticks, never mentioned tea.
So, how much of China did he really see, and how much of his story was made up? That's what AsiaQuest is looking into, and a question school kids will debate in the coming days.
I think it was made up.
Made up.
The quest is sponsored by a company called Classroom Connect, which develops educational materials for schools. Classroom Connect says that schools around the country with 181,000 pupils have signed up to join AsiaQuest, that thousands of others around the world are also following the adventures of the team on the internet. Each day, the team members must search for 2 things. First, places that Marco Polo may have visited, and second, phone lines so they can hook up their computers and email back their reports on the quest, often from villages that have never seen a laptop and have not yet heard of the information age. Some teachers say their pupils are getting more out of the quest than they would just by reading books about China and Marco Polo.
It's really a more powerful way of teaching, and the technology kind of is the thread that weaves it all together.
You get to visualize it more.
It's hands-on action.
In Mrs. Marion's 6th grade class at Clearview Charter School in Chula Vista, California, they've turned AsiaQuest into a whole unit on China. Kids learning about the Chinese language, a math lesson using the abacus.
All they eat, sleep, and breathe is ancient China.
American kids using modern technology to learn about ancient China, and in a way feeling like present-day Marco Polos. George Lewis, NBC News, Chula Vista, California.